Europa Universalis is one of those franchises that maybe haven't the massive coverage as games like Overwatch and Dota 2 have. But, however, it has an incredibly loyal community. Since its first iteration back in 2000, Swedish company Paradox Interactive has been tweaking its formula, bringing in new nations, missions, locations, management options, and such a long and deep list of new features. This grand strategy political simulator set in the modern era has reached its zenith with its 4th installment and its 15 expansions. Such is the case that it has gathered more than 100 simultaneous players from different continents in a castle in southern Poland, the Można Castle. Each one of the 35 teams will immerse themselves in the historical and political reality of a certain European nation. These are the 35 contestant countries. Tunis and Grenada will be the only Islamic nations, but expect intense borders in the rest of Europe. Something that really stands out is that these 4 teams will compete in these small Irish kingdoms. This being said, the Italian peninsula will very likely be one of the main spotlights for wars and treasons, since at least 6 teams will compete for supremacy in the region. Another slice of the cake will be divided up in the Balkans. Serbia, Wallachia, Moldavia, Byzantium and the Knights will cooperate in order to contain the Ottoman advance so they can move forward in Central Europe. Beyond the Black Sea, Crimea will try to establish itself in the Caucasus, whereas Ryazan and Perm will expand throughout present-day Russia. As we can see, the Holy Roman Empire will be full of human teams as well. Of course, already huge Norway will try to unify Scandinavia, whereas the Livonian Order will try to prevail in Eastern Europe. This event has been organized by Polish company TurboLarp along with Paradox support. The Ludo Pong team has traveled to Poland in order to bring you this experience about a unique kind of game with a groundbreaking competitive style. And the thing is that in any competitive game, nothing happens outside of the screen. Whereas in this event, diplomatic relations are done face to face, coming to sign by hand their own agreements and treasons.
So the first LAN party actually was a different one, Choha, which is a little bit more like a medieval style, but it has not so much space as this one. We need more computer stations, we need more people and so on, because the interest is quite high, so we decided to do it here. EU4, first of all, it's a complex game. It's very complicated. In that way, people can play that forever, because besides new DLC and updates and so on, you can play and discover more and more things and achieve more things. But for this event, it's a perfect game because you can fix that with the role play. So the whole diplomacy, which happens in a game on the chats, or now it happens year round. It's happening all the time. People are talking to each other, they're signing agreements and so on. And many people, when we ask them why you are coming here, it's like, I want to meet other people. When you see them, like face to face, that's something. You can meet other freaks, you can meet other fans. The goal of this event is to have fun and to make history, to make stories, because this game, EU4, it's perfect for that.
Right, welcome. It is time at long last for the EU4 LAN Party here in Mosna Castle, Poland. And what do we have here? Well, we've got EU4, it's a damn good game, but we've got the definitive experience here because we're all together in this big-ass castle and we've all been tightly grouped together in Europe for quite the slugfest.
It's gonna be a real slugfest.
We're gonna kill those guys.
In 10 minutes we start the event.
Yeah.
The diplomacy is already
Right. I've been sneaking around, just listening in, seeing what kind of deals people have made. Because I would expect a war declaration like pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, I mean there's very little reason to wait. It just gives them a chance to build up. But that's assuming the diplomacy holds out. As soon as things start looking shaky, it starts falling apart. And this isn't playing with people at the other end of the country or even the other end of the world. Everybody is in the same castle together, and that means there's a number of interesting ways you can do diplomacy here.
In 5 minutes, we'll start the game.
So as soon as everyone ready's up, we're gonna start the game.
B8 to choose the...
Okay, everyone? We're gonna start the game soon, but we're gonna keep it paused until 12:30. Does everyone understand?
Once everybody has arrived and we click good to go, then we shall proceed with this.
Because if we are in the lobby for too long, the host might...
So I think we're still waiting for the game master to start it up.
We're gonna start the game right now. Come on, let's go.
I'm ready then. We got war already. Silesia is going for it. What are they up
Is
to?
it an independence war? Yes. Oh no! Oh, poor Florence.
Oh,
They're
Florence.
getting attacked.
This
It's
again.
like last year.
Come now.
Oh
You got to
my
channel
God.
your inner. Oh. They got no alliances at all.
Oh my God!
And they got
Not even AI alliance.
He's putting everything into this war, right?
I
He's
don't
got
think he can recruit anymore, right? He has
He must be at his limit. He got the tech.
And here we
He's
go.
going in. He knows it's do
Oh
or
my
die.
God,
Do
46,000.
or die. Oh no, Florence. They did everything right.
We died after like 3 years, I think, into the game. The Pope excommunicated us, attacked with his block of Milan, Savoy, you know. New country, new rules, new setups, you know.
Florence was a threat to continued peace and stability in Italy. We will try to reclaim the Holy Land, the holy city of Jerusalem, and then our next move will be to solidify Catholicism in all of Europe and prevent any treacherous thoughts from appearing on the continent. We must stay pure.
Okay. Oh, right. So they were the first to die.
But they're not the only ones at war. Holland, what you up to? Oh my.
They declared the war using Savoy and England and Flanders against us and Burgundy. We're thinking about going to play as a different nation, all the way over in Asia. Just play as Mongolia or something and just do some fun stuff over there with the AI and just, I don't know how, I don't know when, but it will happen. There will be revenge, yeah.
Half the nation's at war already. We're not even 2 years in. The Scots are getting routed by their worst nightmare.
The Pirates of Ireland.
Oh, amazing, right? The Irish getting back to their roots.
Yeah, I mean, there's not going to be many AI to coalition them either.
The risk of coalition in Europe is about to fade away.
People are shouting Byzantium War.
Byzantium War, Balkan
Oh,
War,
here
it's
we
all
go.
going on.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, they brought them all in,
Oh,
nobody rescinded.
Poor Ottomans. Now, what I'm interested in is how are these province ownership gonna look like? Because it's a mishmash of colors.
We got
right now.
knights here, Byzantium. So yeah, the knights are part of this. We got Moldavia. I mean, not everyone can benefit here, right?
Exactly.
Especially since this is a reconquest. So
Back up!
if I were Byzantium, I would just betray without a second thought.
Absolutely.
What are they going to do?
Go north! More resources on the south.
You will have claims on those territories.
The Knights got more out of this war than the others combined. Byzantium's really gonna have to pay back for this. It's been fantastic, and there's a whole lot more to come, so tune in back in 10 hours' time. It'll be a blast.
fun, and that was my main goal, but I am also getting my PhD in education currently, and I'm looking at the Grandest LAN as a way to maybe rethink about how to design informal learning environments to use similar types of games, similar kinds of environments that are very immersive and have interpersonal, like real-life situations that are not just in-game. I know that specifically in the United States right now, it's a big push for like esports in education. So University of California, Irvine just started its own lab that's kind of devoted to that. They have their own esports center on campus, but they're also looking at creating curriculum and stuff like that for grade school children, high school students. Right now, the people who are doing esports curriculum use normal esports, so they use League of Legends, Overwatch, and Rocket League, and their argument is not so much that there's content knowledge built into that, but more that you're building communication, collaboration. If it were up to me and I was doing this, I think that Factorio is really cool for learning how to do parallel programming. Minecraft obviously has its own educational track of its game. My hypothesis right now is that there's a huge community that is very invested in this. I think if you can get students interested in a game like this, or this game specifically, then you could get them involved in a community that is full of historians who are interested in telling a very cool different histories when you play with them. Are they going to follow a historical path? Are they going to not role play as that nation, do something weird and release a nation that never existed before? That's not really a conclusion. It's more just trying to convince other people that this is something worthwhile to be a part of, and not just focus on like a game, but like also what you can do with the game as an immersive environment. And this is a fantastic example of what could be done. You know, there's a lot of different ways that you can play the game, and the best is maybe not the right way to frame it.
We'll have falconry, we'll have reenactment group, muskets. We have our actors who role play events that happens in-game. So when they choose like Emperor, we can go to him and congratulate. Or if they discover America, then there's a whole event about that.
1, 2, 3, Jerusalem!
I said that, you know, you had to be held accountable for crimes and treason that you'd performed before. And I said there was a path for redemption. Form Jerusalem. And what have you done? Damn right. Expertly done, though. Now, defend Jerusalem.
I think the atmosphere here at LAN has been really great. People are actually, like, I think for me at least, like the first time I'm here, the kind of that how intense the diplomacy is actually in the castle. So I think it's something that when you watch the stream, you don't know most of the stuff that is happening around the castle. So there are many different kind of even allies that are not in the game, many kind of agreements, many kind of discussions, agreements that are not written, and lots of kind of different kind of conversations happening constantly. And I think like one part is definitely having your kind of, at least some of your team kind of constantly running around to other teams and seeing how it's going and what's happening around that. I think that's the kind of something that you don't get out of the stream. So.
Spain, because I think that if you look at Spain in the diplomatic map mode, you see the most of the people at war.
Oh yeah. They decided to join in everything, and I think they already regret it.
Yeah, I mean, Spain is like, you know what? I like war. I like soldiers. I like blood.
Jings. Oh no, this is just some crazy stuff.
Peace agreement.
Yeah, so
They are oath breakers. They are oath breakers.
So we had a little bit of treachery going on. Poland, the Holy Roman Emperor, decided to join the Protestant League against us. The mighty Pope decided to unconditionally surrender now. The server lost. And they didn't send us an offer for the last 6 months, though they should. But let's wait and see what we'll lose in the end.
I can hear a lot of noise around.
Yeah.
Yes! Spain reigns supreme!
We can see it here in the castle. There's a lot of backstabbing, not from us that much. You need good allies and a little bit of luck, and yeah, just at the beginning you don't have much money anyway, so you have to take loans. I mean, as I said before, it's like my family also think it's a good crazy, and I like that the community, they are committed to the game, still finding new ways to play, new strategies, new challenges. I'm not really participating in those, but I really like seeing someone accomplish something I would have to spend a lot of hours.
We should bring back the Pope, wherever he is. We were wrong to kill God, and we should bring God back, because we clearly need his help.
I want to see a Protestant Pope. No!
Blow, open, fire! Blow faster, open and shoot. Very good. Thank you.
When I hit the gas,
Fire!
There's absolutely challenges when working on games like Europa Universalis, which was released years ago. You reach a point where you can't really reinvent the wheel for it over and over again, right? We have a great core game with which to build on. Challenges that we often face are that when we want to make new stuff for the game, we have to consider how it works with the rest of the systems in the game. For example, we bring in professionalism, which is a new layer on the army and military level, but it also has to play ball with various other systems that we have there. We already have morale and discipline and all the things that relate to battles. So we have to consider how it all gels together when there are so many of these mechanics. We will not have a point where we push history to the point where it is conflicting with the gameplay elements here. In the end, it is a game, and we thrive on the historical bedrock on which it's built upon. But the line that we absolutely draw is that gameplay is in the driver's seat here. At a very young age, games like Dungeon Keeper and Theme Park were the early kind of management strategy titles where you have almost this empty canvas and tools to use to make your future. And that rolls into Europa Universalis, where no one is telling you what to do. If you play as England, there's no barriers in the game that say you cannot proceed until you have conquered Scotland, conquered Ireland, you must force union with France. If you want to give up your mainland possessions and then go off to Scandinavia or to the New World, that is up to you. It's how you want to play the game, and that really strikes home with me. A big feeling of weakness that I've often had is the naval system to it. Standing alone, I think the naval gameplay is actually pretty good, but it's never really gelled too well with the game as a whole, and historically there was a huge importance on the Navy. Portugal could sail on over to India and say, listen, no money is flowing into your nation anymore unless you pay your dues. And it's not really possible to do that in the game in a way that I'm totally satisfied with. But I have to say, this is the definitive way to experience the game. It brings alive the whole experience. and you just couldn't find a better way to experience a game about the early modern age. Day 3, and we're going. Wow, we're starting already.
Tonight, lots of raiding, lots of looting, lots of pillaging, lots of extortion. That is what we have been doing. We raid people, they ask us to stop raiding, we extort them, but then we stop raiding so we can raid elsewhere. It has been a very profitable evening, and we intend to continue this path of proper business approach in a very Yar fashion.
As a competitive game, I don't think it's not made to be competitive, and even if people try to make it competitive, I don't think it's ever going to be. It's just because of you are playing a multiplayer game. There's no winning in the game. There's actually only losing. You can lose, but you cannot win.
I think Andalusia are readying up to take their little part. They're allied with Prussia, Spain, and the Netherlands, so they would join against Butua.
Yeah.
So Butua would have a very hard job with this. Spain have joined in as well. There's something new happening for Sardinia-Piedmont war, but Inca's in a new kind of war. What's going on there? Okay, but people know it's the final 5 minutes, so they're all going for it now. Thanks for joining on this amazing episode. What has been a truly terrific 3-day-long conquest spree here in Molsna Castle.
We are taking down everything. We are cleaning. After this amazing event, that was exactly what I wanted to do, and we achieved that, and I'm happy because people are happy.
The eternal friendship of Ireland. We got the ducats.
Not a war. That is our treasury. We have 1.2 million ducats in our treasury.
And you're not giving it to us.
And we didn't take any loans. We are so rich. It has been really, really fun. Yeah.
It's been a blast.
Attacking the entire world. Yes. Every time.
So I mean, this is a great experience here, going up and down all the time. Diplomacy plays a huge role, and it's a really amazing experience. Everybody should try it, of course. And I only can recommend everyone to try and come next year. But on the other hand, that makes it more difficult for me to get the tickets, so don't.
Yeah, I was here last year as well. So if they're doing it next year as well, probably, if it's like this.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And good game, Butuan. You guys were really good. And it wouldn't have been this fun without you guys.
I do not have the time to speak of all of it, so I will arbitrarily choose amongst my favorite moments. We have seen the resurgence of the Papal States, now a Protestant country.
After our struggle in the League Wars proved unfruitful, we decided to give our lands and holdings in Italy to our good friends in Milan for safekeeping, which they have done very faithfully, and we've gone on a spiritual journey to the very far east, where we believed we could find enlightenment and spiritual cleansing, and we have succeeded. We have returned to the Holy City of Rome, and the Holy See has been reinstated, and this time as a Protestant Pope.
Speaking of shame, we have somewhat less of it right now than we did yesterday evening. We have but one who is to be shamed, and that is the vile pirates! Shame upon the pirates! Shame upon their so-called republics! Shame upon them all! And that's all I wanted to say. I hope you had fun. I hope you had a good time. Perm still exists.
As shit as perm is. My wife just went, "You have never taken me anywhere that looked that nice. And you're going there to play computer games." I'm like, beautiful. I mean, I'm a very simple man, but you know, obviously I'm never ever going to be a diplomat of any order, but this is as close I'll ever get to being like the highest head of state, like running a country. I love you, babe. You just let me do just about anything I want. Thank you very much.
I really like being here.
I really like the event. I really like the people I'm doing the event with. So yeah, that's probably the main memories I'm going to have here of this event.
We have after party and people will talk and they will talk about the stories. They will be very eager to introduce their story, and that's cool.
When it comes to playing EU4 with 100 people in one castle, you gotta see it to believe it.
This LAN scene, Ian, take 2, Mark. Mark.
Do you know the name of this castle?
Mocna.
Do you know what that means?
I have heard, but I don't remember.
Just to know your interest in qualifying. Okay. That's relevant for you.
Yeah.
Google Translate.
Really? Are you shitting me?
It's basically a sack, but not the kind we priests like, or do like maybe.
And Moshna means in Polish skrotum. And don't ask me why it's called like that. I have no idea.
That was it. I remember being told that last year and I had a giggle, but I'd forgotten by this year. Yes, happy to be in Castle Scrotum.
We want to really appreciate TurboLARP staff for having allowed us to record all these incredible days at Mocna Castle. We want to appreciate also DDR Jake and the entire Paradox staff who were always eager to help. And of course, we want to appreciate all of those who went to this event and showed interest in sharing their experiences with us. I hope you enjoyed our first documentary. Take a look to all the videos we have in this channel and don't forget to subscribe. If you like this kind of footage, stop by our Patreon website. With a little bit of support, we will be able to do more videos like this. Thank you very much. See you in the next video by Ludo Pong.